New gun day. What have we got? A Diana Storm Rider. Black Edition. Yeah, okay, well, I always promised myself I'd never do this, but here we go. An unboxing video. Yeah, so exciting. Let's have a look. Instructions. A lot of pages there. Then again, a lot of different languages. Very nicely wrapped. And there she is, in all her glory. Now, I'm sure you're all thinking, why on earth have you bought that? Well, we'll get to that. So, nicely packaged, like I say. The bolt handle. Got a nicely turned little item there. What else have we got in the box? I love the fact that it's protected. It's a good touch, very good touch. Filler probe, O-rings, dust shield there. Just the one magazine. A little Foster connector. Now that's a nice touch, putting that in the box. That's a nice touch. So, initial impressions of the gun. Well, Diana, reasonably premium brand, or certainly a good brand. But let's face it, this gun, it's just an SMK PR900W. That's all it is, really. Yeah, so it's identical, basically. It says Diana on the pressure gauge, but otherwise, that's all it is. So, just save yourself a few quid, I guess, and buy the SMK. However, better trigger on this one. Some nice adjustment screws in there. And I think the new SMKs come screw threaded from the factory, whereas previously it was a slip-on front sight. Well, this is a long thread. Tiny little thread. Oh, the end of that was loose. That's not good from the factory. Tiny little thread. It's a bit disappointing. Would have been better if it had been 1/2 inch UNF. But never mind. The fact that it's threaded from the factory and comes with a moderator ought to make it quite good. Better than trying to buy some slip-on adapter that never quite fits properly. So, being brand new, we can see that it's absolutely fine, no pellet in it. I must confess I have earlier taken this out of the box and tried it to make sure. So let's try this new and improved trigger. Lot of pull. Resistance. Yeah, that's not actually a particularly good trigger, I have to say. I just hope the adjustment will put some feel into it, because that's not a two-stage trigger at all. There's a lot of creep. I'd actually go as far as to say the trigger on the original, on the SMKs, feels better than that. So let's see if some adjustment will sort that out. I'll report back on that. Thank you, timer, for going off mid-filming. Very helpful. Now that's interesting. When I got this out of the box yesterday, it was absolutely full pressure. Now it seems to have dropped right off. So, that's a bit disappointing. I'll have to keep an eye on that. So why on earth have I bought this? Well, anyone who's seen my earlier video about the L42A1R will know that I'm going to be making a follow-up version of that with the builder's assistance, the Mark II version, and we're going to base it on this gun. Why did I buy the Diana instead of the SMK PR900W? Well, the listing and all the information you see shows a pressure gauge on the end here, which would have made it far better looking. But pressure gauge isn't there. It's here. That's a bit dodgy. So, yeah, I'm going to have a word with the people that sold this gun to me, find out what exactly is going on. If I make the decision to proceed with it, then I'll let you know. But before I do rebuild this gun, if indeed that's what happens with it, I thought to myself, let's give it a little test. Give it some competition. Let's do a budget gun in a full budget setup with a very budget scope versus something a bit more expensive. And what are we going to put it up against? Let's make it a fair contest, hey? That is my Air Arms S510 Ultimate Sporter with a Hawk Air Max scope on it. It's 177. It's a nice gun, very accurate. But do you need to spend that sort of money? By the way, I didn't buy this brand new, I bought it second hand. Very good deal. Someone very kindly took that HW99 off my hands. But never mind. So yeah, let's give them a little compare. I'm going to build up the Diana, provided it holds air of course, with a Richter optic scope that's all of £25, with the terrible mounts of the sort that you can buy off of eBay for a tenner. And there we go. Do a little target contest. See how we go. Obviously the Air Arms will win out on number of shots, but let's just see. Let's just see. Is it worth spending all that extra money? And let's face it, nowadays, the Ultimate Sporter at just over £1,000, that's almost cheap when you compare it to some of the day states. But do you need to spend that sort of money? Let's find out. Well, as promised, this is the Diana built up. So that is a Richter optic 4x32 scope using some real cheap scope mounts, not even double bolt. The lens caps are some that I built for the first evolution actually of the L42A1R. I made the lens covers there out of leather for the owner, so I suppose you could say they were for the L42A1R Phantom Menace. There's a nod for you. So with it all built up, it'll be interesting to see how it performs. Certainly against the Air Arms. That's assuming, of course, it holds pressure overnight. Basically, if you see another episode within a week, you'll know it did hold air. If you don't, then it didn't. I think we'll go with that, shall we?